Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez set for the next fight between the two. Man, I'd love that fight a lot. Bob Arum, obviously legendary promoter for Top Rank, and he was talking about Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez potentially getting it on. He said he doesn't really know the relationship with Golden Boy and Ryan Garcia right now. We've seen in the headlines there have been some bumps in the road, but hopefully that they can make that fight happen, because Teofimo, we all thought that Teofimo Lopez, he was making signs and saying stuff like, I think I'm done with Top Rank, I'm gonna branch off and do my own thing. But according to Bob Arum, Bob had him over at his house. They had a meal together and they talked things out, and things between Top Rank and Teofimo Lopez and his team seem to be smoother than things have ever been. So if that is the case, and Bob Arum wants to make Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia, that's a tremendous fight. I think that it's a very exciting fight, but it might be a little bit too early for Ryan Garcia to be getting back in there with somebody of Teofimo Lopez's caliber. I think that Ryan Garcia is obviously a very talented fighter coming off a stoppage loss to Gervonta Tank Davis, but I thought he did well, took that shot from Tank really well for the first time, but obviously the body shot, Ryan Garcia wasn't able to recover. There was apparently an underlying injury that he had. He was hurt in sparring allegedly. I don't know all the details of that, but there was apparently a mole in his camp. Ryan talked about it. He had the injury, and he even said in the epilogue, if you guys watch the All Access, the Showtime All Access, Ryan Garcia says, I didn't want to continue because of the rib. Joe Goosen asked him, did Tank touch your rib? And then Ryan said, yeah. So that was probably the downfall of Ryan Garcia and his ability to take that shot from Tank. Obviously Tank hits hard, so either way, maybe if that shot landed, it wouldn't have been Tank probably would have stopped Ryan anyways. But for Ryan Garcia to face a guy like Teofimo Lopez coming off that fresh loss to Gervonta Tank Davis, maybe a little bit too early for him, just getting in there with the guy. Teofimo looked good against Josh Taylor, so I don't think Teofimo is the best opponent for Ryan Garcia, just coming straight off the loss from Tank, because Ryan, I think, still has to rack up some wins, and I think against a guy like Teofimo, it's going to be a tough night in the office for him. I'm not saying that he can't win that fight. It's a winnable fight for him for sure, because these guys are both punchers, but Teofimo is also a really good counter puncher, so I'm interested to see how Ryan would fare with a guy like that. Obviously, Ryan Garcia has recently moved up to 140 after that 136-pound catch weight with Gervonta Tank Davis, and then the rehydration clause. I think it made him really realize that he can't make 135 anymore. So fighting at 140 is the best decision for Ryan Garcia, and I think he's going to do great at 140. It's just the problem is that there's so much talent. You have Devin Haney going up to 140 to fight Regis Prograis for his belt, and then you have a guy like Teofimo Lopez. You're fighting a guy like Teo, and there's also a lot of talent at 135. You have Shakur, and you have Gervonta Tank Davis. Still, Lomachenko is there as well. But those guys, excluding Loma, because Loma's a little bit small for 135, Shakur and Tank, I see eventually going up to 140. So it's the same class of opponents, except it's only getting more difficult, because you have guys like Regis, you have guys like Josh Taylor, and you have guys like Jose Ramirez. There are a lot of talented fighters at 140. So for Ryan Garcia to jump straight in with a guy like Teofimo Lopez, I think it might be a little bit too fresh for him, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, because I might just be saying that, but Ryan Garcia maybe has to get in there to sharpen his iron and dust the cobwebs off after coming off a loss. It's not easy coming off your first loss. He's never experienced that. He's never been knocked out, stopped. So for Ryan Garcia to go in there with a guy like Teofimo Lopez, I think it's a risky fight for sure, but if that's what the fans want, I'd love to see the fight. I just think that I'd like to see Ryan fight maybe once or twice before we get that fight. But in the sport of boxing, then again, we don't always get the fights we want, and this may be, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where we get Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez, two of, the better fighters at 140. Well, Teofimo is the best at 140. He beat the guy, Josh Taylor, so he's the guy now. So if Ryan Garcia wants to get his feet wet at 140 pounds by facing Teofimo Lopez right away, man, that's a bold move right there. But I think Ryan has a chance with anybody just because of the power. I think that, you know, having Derek James as his new head coach makes things a lot more interesting. But we know that trainers can't fight for the fighters at the end of the day. It's in Ryan's hands to make the adjustments in the ring, you know, make the improvements, put the work in the gym, and have a great training camp. Have the best training camp you've ever had. Be disciplined, and, you know, not focus on social media, focus on fighting. And because he's done a great job, you know, his following for social media is only going to grow, but just, you know, growing on the basics, the fundamentals that a lot of people say he needs to critique. And I think when he makes those adjustments, Ryan's going to be ready for a guy like Teofimo Lopez. But either way, I'd love to see it. I'm just thinking maybe it's a little bit too early coming off a loss for Teofimo, you know, to fight a guy like Teofimo. But hey, if anyone can do it, you know, Ryan Garcia is talented. We've seen him, you know, come back from adversity in the Luke Campbell fight. So who says he can't, you know, face a guy like Teofimo and, you know, pull it off? Maybe we don't know. Boxing's a crazy sport, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think Ryan Garcia is he ready for Teofimo Lopez, or does he need a tune-up? I thought he needed a tune-up, but hey, if it's now or never for this fight, I'd rather see it than not see it. So Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia, I'd probably give the edge to Teo, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
That's going to do it for another Naz Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.